Hi, my name is Noah, and my capstone is on the Manhattan Project. Have you ever wondered how World War II ended, or how Hitler and his Nazis were stopped? A large piece of that is because of the Manhattan Project and the atomic bomb. I was thinking about how the atomic bomb was created and how the atomic spies betrayed America. To answer this question, I searched for the research and materials used to create the bomb, who the scientists were, who the atomic spies were and what they did, and what missions people went on. The work done during World War II to create the atomic bomb was crucial. A German scientist named Otto Hahn was working on an experiment in Berlin with radioactive material and uranium. He knew that an atom's core is called a nucleus. The nucleus is surrounded by protons and neutrons. If the nucleus is radioactive, the neutrons shoot out of the atom. In the experiment, the neutrons hit the uranium, and the uranium atoms split in two. When the word spread, scientists were thinking, if they could get their hands on enough uranium, they could create an incredibly powerful bomb. Germany had started working on a bomb after they had heard a discovery was made in the heart of their country, while America was still gathering resources. They collected uranium from Colorado, Arizona, New Mexico, Oregon, South Dakota, Texas, Utah, Washington, and Wyoming. If America wanted to win this war, the scientists would have to move fast. It began with a letter and an urgent call to action. According to the book Bomb by Steve Shankin, Albert Einstein wrote a letter to President Roosevelt saying that America needed to start on a bomb if they wanted to beat Germany and win the war. Once Einstein got President Roosevelt's attention, the Manhattan Project was born. Army Lieutenant Leslie Groves was accepted as leader of the Manhattan Project and picked the incredibly intelligent physicist Robert Oppenheimer as lead scientist. The two found a site in New Mexico, and the work began. As a stroke of luck, Oppenheimer had already spent over a year researching fast neutrons. Using calculations, he was the one that figured out how much radioactive material would be needed. He also understood fast neutrons and the logistics behind creating an atomic bomb, which helped the Manhattan Project succeed. Leo Szilard was also an important scientist who helped to create the atomic bomb. He was working with the other scientists in New Mexico. According to the article, Who Are the Manhattan Project Scientists, created by Norwich University, after a big investigation on fission, he worked with Enrico Fermi to develop the first self-sustaining nuclear chain reaction. This test added a key component to the bomb. Lastly, Enrico Fermi was one of the chief architects for the atomic bomb. He constructed experiments with neutron sources and pieces of uranium. In New Mexico, his goal was to create weapons out of uranium and plutonium. The efforts of everybody working together on the Manhattan Project resulted in the creation of the atomic bomb. The information gathered by the scientists was important, but some was sabotaged by the atomic spies. The atomic spies were people who worked for the Soviet Union. They collected information about weaponry and sent it to a secret group called the KGB. The KGB even had one spy working in New Mexico. His name was Klaus Fuchs. According to the article, Klaus Fuchs, Biographies, the author states, Fuchs is a very talented theoretical physicist and had many significant theoretical calculations relating to nuclear and hydrogen weapons. In New Mexico, he used all the information he found and reported everything back to the Soviets. Harry Gold was a double agent as well. According to the article, Harry Gold, spy in the lab, Gold accepted secret documents from Klaus Fuchs and delivered them to KGB agents. The Americans were betrayed, but in the race to create the bomb, they had help. Jens Poulsen, a Norwegian military member, started working for the SOE, Special Operations Executive, which was created by Winston Churchill, the British Prime Minister. Poulsen and his crew were sent to Vemork, Norway, to destroy a heavy water factory. The Germans needed heavy water for their bomb, and Poulsen and his crew were trying to sabotage the Germans' plans. Working with members of the Norwegian military member, Poulsen and his crew got into the factory and blew it up. Not a single of them was ever caught. This mission helped America by slowing down the Germans' plans and in the process helped to save many lives. Meanwhile, the Japanese, who were allies of the Germans in World War II, attacked the United States by bombing Pearl Harbor, Hawaii on December 7, 1941. The Germans were eventually taken over by the Soviets and Hitler surrendered. Using the bombs created through the Manhattan Project, the Americans responded to the attacks on Pearl Harbor by bombing Japan and the cities of Hiroshima and Nagasaki, which also helped to end World War II. Even though this helped us, it cost many innocent Japanese lives. I think that it was really fun to learn about what the creation of the atomic bomb was and how the atomic spies betrayed America. It was cool to cut this down by looking for what research and materials were used to create the bomb, who the scientists were, who the atomic spies were and what they did, and what missions people went on. World War II is a really interesting topic to learn about, and this is just one piece of the entire story. I look forward to learning more about World War II in the future, and I hope you will too.